from the Canadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
We are taking pride in outstanding performance. We are encouraging and recognizing innovation. We are committed to continuously doing things better, with enhanced services coming soon. Yes, we are here for you. Check us out today for your financial need. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
This is the GBN Television News from Monday, April 19th, 2021. I'm Chrislyn Lashington. In the headlines, deadlock. Government says no money to pay 4% increase, but GUT says protests continue until pay is received. Forgotten iron, determined as the cause of Mantu fires that destroyed one house and partially damaged two. Health Minister cautions against social media document that orders government to cease and desist distribution and use of COVID-19 vaccines. 10 members of the Royal Grenada Police Force arrived in St. Vincent on Sunday as local institutions and individuals continue to support our regional counterparts in their time of need. And we get an update from Superintendent Sylvan McIntyre as he tells us what's happening in St. Vincent. In around the globe, the end of an era in Cuba as Raul Castro passed on leadership to a younger generation. Coming up in sports, Grenada Football Association pledges support to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and St. Mark and St. David will face off in the final of the Right Start GCA Under-19 Cup on Saturday. Details after this message.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. Government and the Grenada Union of Teachers are at a deadlock following a meeting last Friday. The meeting was called to review government's fiscal performance at the end of the first quarter. But following the meeting, the GUT demands 4% salary increase payment by the end of May, saying protest action continues. Details in this report.
Both parties appeared not to be moved by each other's stance regarding the 4% salary increase. Government remains adamant that they cannot afford to pay at this time, while the GUT is saying they remain resolute until the 4% is paid. Both the GUT and the government's negotiating team met last Friday to discuss the 4% salary increase due to public servants since January. President General of the GUT, Jude Bartholomew, spoke to our news desk earlier today.
The government will say, well, come up with a date. Let us know. All right. All of the government goes on TV and tell the nation, we are willing to pay. When things are right, we are willing to pay. But when things are right could be just an open statement. So what's about the 5 years and things are not right based on what the government is saying? So if you want to be reasonable and you're still talking about compassion on the government side, all right, tell us, all right, give us a date or estimated date when you're going to be willing to pay the money. And they will not commit it. They would not give us not even an estimated date by which they're going to, to pay the money. All what they say to us is that when the economy is doing well, and that is just open-ended statement, and that is the situation. So being that it may, the Labour Commissioner did declare that they're a deadlock. All right, so we are deadlocked.
The GUT president explains the next step.
So what the Labour Commissioner has decided is that he is going to review the arguments on both sides, analyze the information, All right, and he's going to make some recommendations on or before April 30th. So we look forward to what he has to say.
Industrial action has been one of the actions taken by public servants in recent months as a means of keeping government in check. As they await a response from the Labour Commissioner, where does this lead them in terms of action?
There is nothing in law that says that through conciliation that we have to have anything on hold. But what we will do as a responsible organization, we take our drive and our key from our members. All right, so our members, the teachers that tell us what to do. So it's our obligation as executive to be transparent, all right, to our teachers. So we'll go back to our teachers and have a series of meetings, all right, and they will guide the way forward. But in the meantime, as we say, from the Grenada Union of Teachers and from its members, no retreat, no surrender. We'll continue to do what we have to do.
Of the government negotiating team, Honorable Oliver Joseph, says government is committed to its promise to pay the 4% increase, but it cannot state a definitive date for payment, given the country's weak fiscal performance as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. He pointed out that recurrent revenue, government's source of fund for the wage bill, continues to be significantly impacted by the pandemic. Pointing to the country's dire economic situation, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Mike Sylvester, revealed that more than $8.5 million have been spent than initially programmed, and government has spent $0.3 million more than it collected in total revenues and grants up to the end of the first quarter. In addition, there has been a significant weakening of the country's fiscal situation and an increase in the debt to GDP ratio. The Permanent Secretary also said growth in 2021 will be on a low base given the significant downturn in economic activities in 2020. Chrislyn John, GBN News.
10 members of the Royal Grenada Police Force arrived in St. Vincent Sunday to assist their regional colleagues in maintaining law and order. These officers are on a 3-week stint that will be rotated thereafter. More in this report.
The Royal Grenada Police Force joined in on the humanitarian efforts in St. Vincent by deploying 10 officers to that island. The team comprises 2 sergeants, 2 corporals, and 6 constables who left Grenada on Sunday, April 18th on board the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force Coast Guard. These officers will remain in St. Vincent for 3 weeks. Thereafter, another batch will be deployed at their expiration. Speaking to Superintendent of Police in charge of Community Relations, Vanny Kerwin, he says these officers were deployed based on requests.
In St. Vincent, there are various roles and responsibilities that they are expected to take on. Currently, as I speak, there is not much of a security challenge in St. Vincent, but in every situation, in every chaotic situation, we do expect security challenges. And the RSS is preempting that there likely will be such challenges. And so, we are going ahead of time to ensure that whatever likely to come, we are well positioned to be able to defer those challenges.
Based on feedback received from his counterparts in St. Vincent, Superintendent Cohen says there isn't much of a security challenge at this time.
Officers will be under the direct command of RSS, and so whatever the needs are at the time in St. Vincent is what they will be expected to do. There is not one role or one responsibility that they are there for. As the RSS management team deems fit, our officers will support whatever efforts the RSS think is important to maintain the stability and the peace in St. Vincent.
Is the likelihood that the number of officers may increase or decrease based on the need as time progresses? In addition to the officers on deployment to St. Vincent, Corporal Coordinator Douglas McLean spoke on some of the supplies they have sourced towards SVG's relief efforts.
The RGPF is also doing its part with contributing supplies to members of that community. So far, we have collected just over 400 cases of water for distribution over there. there. Arrangements are being made to have it transported during the course of this week for them. We have also collected several hundred packets of adult and children diapers, prepackaged meals, diabetic supplies, among other items, from a very generous donor in the USA. And these items will also be sent to St. Vincent in relation to our response efforts for our brothers and sisters over there.
Chrislyn John, GBN News.
As the region rallies to assist the thousands of people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines displaced by the eruption of the La Soufrière volcano, CIBC First Caribbean has sent a shipment of much-needed supplies to the country.
Like many individuals and organizations that have stepped up to lend assistance to the government and people of St. Vincent, CIBC First Caribbean made its commitment, shipping off aid to the affected island. The shipment, which was coordinated by the Barbados Coast Guard, left the island last Thursday evening aboard the Admiral Bay, which was due to arrive in St. Vincent early Friday morning, and presented to the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO. The relief supplies, which include over 40 pallets of food, water, cleaning supplies, and sanitary items, were purchased by funds donated by the bank's charitable arm, the First Caribbean International Trust Foundation. The foundation's chair and the bank's chief executive officer, Colette Delany, said the bank shared a deep concern for the well-being and safety of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and as they are confronted with the twin threats of an erupting volcano and the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. She said the eruption in St. Vincent and the subsequent ash fall in Barbados and neighboring islands demonstrated how interconnected the islands of the region are. She also noted the sense of community demonstrated within the Caribbean in times of disaster, which she observed was borne out in how quickly the Caribbean reached out within hours of the first eruption with offers of aid to the people of St. Vincent. Cherian Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
2 weeks after pledging thousands of dollars towards assisting Vincentian nationals displaced by the La Soufrière volcano and seeking refuge in Grenada, Dennis Canning, director of the Dennis and Louisa Canning Foundation, has made that promise a reality.
Dennis Canning, director of the Dennis and Louisa Canning Foundation, has made good on his promise and has handed over a check valued at 40,000 EC dollars to the National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA. The donation was made in light of recent eruptions by the La Soufrière volcano and the subsequent crisis the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines are grappling with. In the brief handing over ceremony at Shantimel St. Patrick last Friday, Canning spoke of the joy of giving to another neighboring island at a time of crisis.
The foundation was formed about 5 years ago in memory of my mother, who was a very kind and generous and, I should say, concerned person that always helped in time of need, in time of suffering. And basically, I'm a product of that legacy of my mother, who was always helpful in times of suffering and need.
Dennis Canning, who consistently refers to the contribution made by his ancestors, attributed the donation to living up to the expectation of his late mother, in whose honor the Dennis and Louisa Canning Foundation was established.
For relatives and the people around her, or wherever it was needed and she can help. So it's a tradition in my family, and I'm proud to be here to be able to assist now in the time of need in St. Vincent. The Dennis and Louisa Canning Foundation is overjoyful in being in a position to help at this stage where help is so necessary.
National Disaster Coordinator Benedict Peters accepted the check on behalf of NADMA and expressed his gratitude on behalf of the agency and government of Grenada.
I would also like to say thank you to you on behalf of the National Disaster Management Agency and by extension the government of Grenada for you making it possible for us to contribute more to the response effort that we are now undergoing. I would like to inform you that this will be given and spent as intended, as we did submit some invoices. and it will be delivered to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It is very likely that the effort that you made here will be delivered to those people by Thursday or Friday of next week, when we do expect to have another ship going to St. Vincent to deliver relief from Grenada.
For GBN News, Beverly Tellisford.
As we continue to bring you the latest updates surrounding the La Soufrière volcano eruptions in St. Vincent, we welcome our guest, Superintendent of Police assigned to Sedima, Sylvan McIntyre. Welcome, sir. Good evening.
Good evening to you once more, and good evening to your listeners, followers of the GBN.
Thank you so much. It's good to have you again. Now, we've heard that the La Soufrière volcano has been erupting again over the weekend. What can you tell us about its behavior today and this weekend?
The La Soufrière volcano activity is consistent with what has been happening for the last couple of weeks. Since we've had the explosive eruption just 11 days ago, the volcano is continuing to emit gas. It is continuing to erupt explosively, but not to the extent to which we've seen it in the past. But indications are that an explosion similar to what happened just 11 days ago is quite possible.
Okay. Mr. McIntyre, as in almost every emergency, some will choose to disobey orders. Have officials been able to venture into the red zone at all? Were there any casualties recorded from there?
To date, there has been no casualties recorded. We don't know. And this answers your question as to whether or not we have been able to enter into the red zone. And the word is no, we have not been advised that it is safe to do so. And that's the advice coming from the scientists who are very, very closely monitoring the activities at La Soufrière.
Okay. And are there any civilians in the red zone?
There are still indications that people are living there. As recently as yesterday, an evacuation had to be done with at least 2 persons who were left or decided to not evacuate from the zone. They had to be taken off by a small fishing vessel that went into the leeward area. So we believe that some people braved the volcano and are still living on the inside. And we are realizing that those whom the condition become too grave to manage are making their way out and are requiring assistance in getting out of the area, because it becomes unbearable in a lot of sense, because the presence of the ash is so strong that they are just not able to make it anymore.
Indeed. Now, the eruptions would have damaged some of the monitoring equipment. Has the team been able to replace that equipment to ensure the volcano can be adequately monitored?
The equipment that were destroyed those that were close to the summit of the volcano, they were totally lost, not been replaced. But I can say that the ones that are functional, they are very reliable and they're adequate to giving us the kind of information that is required at this time. They are able to register the regular type earthquakes and the tectonic quakes that sometimes appear. At this stage, the indications are that the tectonics have simmered slightly, but other tremors or earthquakes are still being registered from the La Soufrière area.
Okay. Now, in terms of relief supplies coming into the country, is there adequate storage space, and are the immediate needs of the people being met?
I can say at this moment it is not very sure as to where we could be with supplies. And this afternoon, the Prime Minister did call an emergency meeting for us to discuss the situation with supply. I know there have been lots of food that arrived here on the island. We saw a huge shipment coming from Guyana and some of the other Caribbean islands, especially water, but food to a large extent came from Guyana and some sources outside. We're not seeing the influx from North America as yet, but from information, there are loads of containers destined for here. The relief system and feeding of everyone would be a challenge, because the Prime Minister has decreed that every person on the island affected directly or indirectly is entitled to some form of food and water. So that has been happening. So we have been revising the distribution and storage system. As we speak, a massive storage facility, temporary, has been now established. It is now, as a matter of fact, being built on the old airport site in Annesville. That would accommodate containers, warehousing and distribution facilities, and so on. That is in progress, and we're hoping that this will help with the problem of reaching people across the island.
Okay. Another night with us as we keep our eyes on St. Vincent's La Soufrière volcano eruptions. Thank you so much to our very own Superintendent of Police, Sylvan McIntyre. Thanks for joining us on GBN News.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. And of course, he is stationed in St. Vincent on loan to SEDEMA, the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency. This is News at 7. Coming up, forgotten iron determined as the cause of Montu fires that destroyed one house and partial damage to another. And Health Minister cautions against social media document that orders government to cease and desist distribution and use of COVID-19 vaccines. All and more when we come back.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear, because one thing is certain. You're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Hubbard's big promotion is back. Live free for 1 year. Spend $50 or more in any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big prizes every month. Property or vehicle insurance for 1 year. Free internet, cable, and data for 1 year. Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Free electricity for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Extra cash account and the big free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2021. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Solgas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenlec, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny and Supreme. Terms and conditions apply.
Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. Information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
Introducing Color by Sissons. GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
One family is without a home following Friday's fire in Grand Anse St. George. One structure was destroyed while two were partially damaged. In an interview on Monday, Superintendent of Police Vanny Kerwin revealed the actual cause of the fire.
Monto area. Unfortunately, we have lost one structure was completely destroyed by fire and two others were gutted. Sad that a number of persons are homeless now. Law enforcement have responded. The fire appliances have responded to the fire. Fire investigators have since been on the scene and they have come to a conclusion as to what might have caused the fire. And it is concluded by the investigators at the fire department that this fire might have been caused by the electric iron that were left on. And so
he sounded this warning to other homeowners to ensure the safety of their property.
To use the opportunity to say to us busy parents, I know we're running, we have to go to work, life is kind of hectic, but we need to pay attention to the way we leave our houses. Double check, make sure that all of the lights are out, make sure all of the electrical appliances are turned off, make sure our irons are off, because what has happened to the people in Monto could happen to any one of us. It's very unfortunate, and my heart and prayers go out to them. The entire RGPF, send our prayers and our love to them, and we'll continue to work with them to see how we can assist them in building back better as they go forward.
A document purported to be the Natural and Common Law Tribunal for Public Health and Justice began circulating via social media. The document called on the government of Grenada to cease and desist its distribution and use of COVID-19 vaccines.
Government was forced to once again urge the public to be careful of certain information circulating on social media as the latest negative publicity against COVID-19 vaccine was disseminated on the weekend. You are hereby ordered to cease and desist and immediately halt the distribution and use among the human population in your jurisdiction of any and all COVID vaccinations, genetic biowarfare, as constituting genocide and crimes against humanity in your jurisdiction. Read the introduction to the 43-page long document, which listed a number of key individuals and organizations in the fight against COVID-19 as co-conspirators for genetic biowarfare. The publication lists convicted genocidal vaccination entities and any and all other defendant entities convicted by the tribunal as entities developing, manufacturing, and distributing COVID-19 vaccinations. That's AstraZeneca, Pfizer, Moderna, the Pirbright Institute, and Johnson & Johnson. It listed a number of individuals and organizations as co-conspirators, including the World Health Organization, Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, among others. Health Minister Nicholas Steele responded by telling GBN he hopes the general public remains vigilant to the fake news circulating around vaccination.
We continue to say check your source for validity of any information circulating, and that document is obviously a hoax, and we hope that people will check the validity of it.
When contacted for comment about the document, Press Secretary in the Prime Minister's office, Philomena Roberts, said there was no record of the Office of the Prime Minister receiving any such correspondence. She said it was only brought to her attention having received the passing message herself. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Tellisford.
Reading is an important tool for cognitive development, and over the weekend, youth from various communities in St. Patrick participated in the finals of the Pamela Moses Youth Leadership Program's reading competition. Trelana Charles has the details.
The Pamela Moses Youth Leadership Program seeks to encourage future leaders to appreciate the significance of reading while positively impacting the literacy levels among youth in St. Patrick. The finals of the reading competition took place on Sunday, 18th April at the River Sally Community Center. Young people from the communities in St. Patrick between the ages of 7 and 14 participated, and 10, 5 in each age category, made it to the final stage of the competition. Each participant was required to read a short story, which was followed by a short interview. Seven-year-old Anelia Phillip from the community of Livera took first place in the 7 to 10-year group, while 14-year-old Zamir Roberts, representing the community of Mount Rose, placed first in the 11 to 14-year group. Anelia Phillip also received the award for Best Interview, which was judged across all ages. The Pamela Moses Youth Leadership Program also has plans in store for young people of all ages aimed at developing the reading and public speaking ability of future leaders from the parish of St. Patrick. Trelona Charles, GBN News.
Now let's turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Here's Trelona Charles again. She's been looking around the platforms.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. The Chinese Agricultural Mission at La Sagesse St. David educated farmers and extension officers on the cultivation of the dragon fruit plant as a means of adding to Grenada's agricultural value. Dragon fruit is an exotic fruit with numerous health benefits. Our online audience gave their opinions on the initiative. Mickey Man commented, "If what we have that's made its name on the world market is not getting attention, how will a newly introduced fruit take off in an unknown environment?" He then added, "What we have is good and is the best, so us up," and the likes. It should be a factory that was opening to do our fruits, to create jobs and bring added value. Another individual commented, "If Grenada begins to export dragon fruit, that's a plus for the agricultural sector. This fruit is quite exotic. If it becomes a success, not only would it be a plus for the agricultural export, but good for tourism. Locals would be able to purchase at a reduced price. Really, I'm impressed." Patricia commented, "You all does lie to the Grenadian people. Grow also our own fruits. Where is our local fruit to show us how to grow? Do our fruit first. Get a market for ours first. You always doing people own. Where are ours? Get those fruits out there on the market. Some of these Chinese fruits is not for our bodies. Put ours first." And Fred commented, "As a historian, it amazes me how little people actually know. Do you know that almost every single fruit and vegetable grown in our country is introduced from another part of the world? Imagine that out of the numerous members of the genus Artocarpus, which produce edible components, we only grow 3. The genus Syzygium contains many edible fruit-producing members, yet we only have a handful here. Let us cease and desist from being so insular, for if folks in other countries think like us, they would never try anything new and give us the market we are looking for. Soursop, a member of the genus Annona, that was introduced from South America, is a good example of such a benefit to us." That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
Wow, that last comment took us to school. From the thought process to the visual impact, let's take a peek through the GBN ISA lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN Eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
In tonight's Eyesore, we feature a unique kitten with one brown and one blue eye. An odd-eyed cat is a cat with one blue eye and one eye either green, yellow, or brown. This is a feline form of complete heterochromia, a condition that occurs in some animals, including humans. The condition most commonly affects white cats, but may be found in a cat of any color, provided that it possesses the white spotting gene. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Still ahead, the National Water and Sewage Authority prepares for the dry season. This is News at 7.
There are those who say they care, and then there is Jediah's Pharmacy, conveniently located at the front entrance of the Brew Street Mall, right next to a Riser Credit Union. We offer premium quality products and services, and when you need us, we are there, offering you around-the-clock service, Mondays to Fridays, 7:30 to 7 p.m., Saturdays, 9 until 7 p.m., and Sundays, 10 until 2. At Jediah's Pharmacy, we show care with a beautiful smile. Call us today at 440-5342. The number again, 440-5342. Jediah's Pharmacy, affordable and totally dependable.
Hey, good old things. Hey, Daisy. Yeah. Boy, line boy, your house looking a real good day. Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service. Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy. Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Ladies and gentlemen,
gentlemen, you don't want to miss this. Sunday, May 2nd, get ready to celebrate with more cash. This time, you can win US $15,000.
$15,000?
Yes, Miguel. 15 big ones. And tickets are just $13 US. But that's not all. To top it off, we're bringing Grenada's 5-time Soca Monarch, the Mad Rass, Boise. Tell me why you like. Bingo!
All right, up in your front door like a Jehovah.
Yeah! Boise performing live on stage. This is going to be one for the record books. Get your tickets early for only $13 US. In Grenada, tickets are available at gotofed.com or from numerous box offices island-wide and our main office on Bruce Street Mall. If you're overseas, tickets are only available at gotofed.com. Sunday, May 2nd, don't miss the 20th edition of Wagatee Virtual Bingo. Get your tickets now and join the fun and excitement online.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Your hard work, talent, and creativity, plus Flow, equals more ways to chase your dreams. Flow is connecting all of Grenada, from Point Salines to Hillsborough, with the most reliable connection on the island. So now everyone can work, study, and keep moving forward together. Visit discoverflow.co for more information.
Grenadians needing to renew their U.S. visas are being urged to take advantage of an extended period for the waiver for in-person interviews in Barbados. The announcement was made by Foreign Affairs Minister Oliver Joseph.
The U.S. Embassy has informed the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that they have extended the period for the visa waiver interview. You know, you have to go to Barbados to do an interview to get your visa. They had made an announcement earlier for 1 year. So if your visa expired within 1 year, you could go. Now they have said if your visa expired within 4 years, you can apply for the visa waiver and you do not have to travel to Barbados. You can send your passport. Now,
Minister Joseph said that people have been reaching out to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for assistance for visa renewal. He said this is an opportune time for people to take advantage of this offer.
Recently, the ministry have been receiving a lot of requests for assistance from people whose visa has expired and they need to travel urgently. Well, for a B1, B2 visa, there isn't anything the Ministry of Foreign Affairs could really do. So I want to use this opportunity, and I will put it out tomorrow as a press release. Take advantage of this visa waiver. Up to 4 years now, if you have your visa up to 4 years. And that is only granted to few countries, you know. Grenada is one of the countries that the U.S. has granted to because of the very good relation we have between the U.S. and Grenada.
It's a good initiative. You save so much money there. Now, the National Water and Sewage Authority continues to face some challenges each year in the dry season, but Communications Supervisor in Nawasa says that 2021 is a little better than 2020. More in this report.
As rainfall is the sole source of Grenada's fresh water supply, a lack of rain in any season can reduce the amount of water available in rainwater reservoirs, soil, stems, and groundwater, stressing natural ecosystem and triggering environmental and socio-economic problems. From time to time, Grenada has experienced droughts, and the 2010 drought highlighted the country's vulnerability to this natural hazard, which in an era of climate change may be an indicator of a new normal. On GBN's To The Point program, Communications Officer at Nawasa, Jamila Lewis, explains that they have faced some serious challenges over the years during the dry season. However, she said the first quarter of 2021 is a little better than the previous year.
to 2020, what I can tell you is that we were able to actually start regulations much earlier compared to 2020. In 2020, we had 10 water systems under valve regulation. At the moment, we only have 2 systems that are really challenged and that we are working with at the moment. So in comparison, 2020 to 2021, we do have the challenge, but it is not as stringent as what we would have experienced in 2020. What made 2020, however, more demanding, should I say, because in 2020, we had COVID-19 on us.
Lewis says that while this is so, the Lone Water Company has been vigilant in identifying anything that may affect the island's water supply. This includes the La Soufrière volcano in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Thus far, we have no adverse impact detected on our raw water quality due to the presence of dust and ash. NOWASA continues to have increased monitoring of our water systems, island-wide, to ensure that we are able to grapple with the effects of the combined ash, and not forgetting, of course, we had the Sahara dust emanating at that time.
District Supervisor at NOWASA, Raul Gabriel, is calling on consumers to report any issues or challenges experienced in their water supply as NOWASA continues to meet their needs.
It is important for you to call us. When you call us, we are able to react. If we didn't get a call, we are unable to react. We don't know. So I and you are valued customers, remember. So when you respond to us, when you say to us, we have to respond to your call. Sometimes not with the speed that you would satisfy you. However, the extent, of course, would go again based on how quickly we get to it to do the flushing of it.
Both Lewis and Gabriel were speaking on GBN's To The Point program with host Blossom Alexis Welch. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear Thomas reporting.
Senator for Agriculture and Fisheries Roderick St. Clair insists Grenada must kickstart pre-deal larceny enforcement. He recommends that the many government vehicles laid up for want of a spare part be immediately fixed and put to use. St. Clair recommends no less than 30 pre-deal larceny patrols with officers and wardens empowered to enforce the pre-deal larceny legislation. He said, and I quote, "In that way, thieves and vendors will be scared. Thieves will be scared because they will be subject to charges, fines, and imprisonment. Vendors will also be scared. Therefore, they will ensure they purchase produce from legit sources. Else, they will also be subject to charges, fines, and imprisonment." End of quote. He also recommends that the patrols working with the police conduct pre-deal larceny roadblock searches, similar to those for drugs and traffic offenses, and when people are caught, apply full force of the law in a speedy manner. St. Clair said it's time to ease this pain for our hard-working farmers, especially under current circumstances. Stay with us. Weather and sports up next.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand-name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our 2 convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
Hills and Valley Pharmacy offers both wholesale and retail pharmaceutical and over-the-counter products. We have the most competitive and affordable prices. We are the agents for Vit Plus multivitamin for healthy everyday lifestyle and Sanatogen powder. Hills and Valley Pharmacy supplies the best quality, name brand clinical products such as Rescue Oil, Bio Oil, Neutrogena, Aveeno, and Clarisil. We offer the most convenient opening hours. Our telephone numbers are 435-6904 or 6903. Remember, at Hills and Valley Pharmacy, your health is our business. We care.
Now open Hills and Valley Medicare Center, your one-stop for medical supplies, massage therapy, physiotherapy, and an in-house physician. At Hills and Valley, your health is our business.
Do you know what time it is? You guessed right, it's detox time again. At Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Purchase our 7-day cleansing pack for only $500. Includes everything you need for a complete total body cleanse. Cleanse your blood, kidney, liver, and colon. This cleanse will help you lighten up and get rid of the excess. Also available are our special product Detox Combo Pack for only $100. Try our single detox products starting from $40. Check us out now. Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area, or call us on 231-6642, 449-7753, or 418-7115. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Detox, your way to health.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
All right, let's look at the weather. Tonight, minimum temperature 26 degrees Celsius. Weather is expected to be mostly fair and windy. Any showers should be light and brief. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 13 to 23 miles per hour. Seas moderate with waves 5 to 7 feet in open waters. There are no warnings at this time. Tides are high at 9 tonight and low at 2:30 in the morning. On Tuesday, the sun will rise at 6 minutes to 6 and set at 20 minutes past 6. Weather is expected to be mostly fair and breezy with few light, brief showers, mainly overnight. Looking ahead to Wednesday, middle of the week, weather is expected to be mostly fair with few light, brief showers, mainly during the morning and overnight. And on Thursday, weather is expected to be partly cloudy with few light showers during the morning, becoming mostly fair by the afternoon. That's it for your weather forecast on GBN News. The Grenada Football Association has pledged its support to the brothers and sisters in St. Vincent and the Grenadines during these challenging times. On Friday, the association sent out its first shipment of water, which is one of the most essential items needed currently. The GFA says it is accepting donations from clubs, players, and well-wishers as it prepares to send another shipment of essential items. Now for GFA Conference League match results. On Sunday, SAFL defeated Mount Horn SC 3-0, while 5 Stars got demolished by St. David's FC by 6-1. The Sunjets lost to Sunsetters 2-4, while Shamrock and North Stars ended in a 1-1 draw. Moving on to the Sandals National Under-15 tournament on Saturday. Queen's Park Rangers beat Fontenoy 4-1, while St. David's FC lost to Paradise FC 7-0. North Stars defeated Eagle Super Strikers 5-0. RGPF St. Forces Under-19 beat GBSS FC 2-1, and St. John's Sports Under-15 scored 16 goals, while their counterparts Sunjets managed 1 goal. Springs FC withdrew from the tournament. They were meant to go up against Honvid Under-19. Hurricanes scored 3 goals against Blue Stars, who didn't secure a goal. The same score was the fate of Hampshire United, who lost to Combined Northerners. Bellevue Rangers and 5 Stars ended in a 1-1 draw, while Hard Rock SC and Mount Rich draw at 2-2. Also on Saturday in the GFA Women's League, Paradise FCI defeated 5 Stars a whopping 32-0. FC Camahan followed suit by beating RGPF 16-0. St. Andrews Vanguard lost to Paradise FCI B 22-1. Bellevue Rangers won by default 3-0 against GBSS FC Just Sports. And Boca Juniors beat Queen's Park Rangers 5-1. Moving on now to cricket. St. George and St. Mark registered victories in the final 2 first-round matches of the Right Start GCA Under-19 Cup. On Saturday, April 17th, St. George defeated St. Patrick by 62 runs in a bottom-of-the-table clash, while St. Mark defeated St. David on Sunday, April 18th, by 7 wickets in the top-of-the-table matchup. St. Mark and St. David will face off in the final on Saturday, April 24th at the National Cricket Stadium from 10 a.m. The match showcases the top 2 teams in the tournament. St. Mark progressed from the first round undefeated, while St. David only came against St. Mark in the match on the first round. The match will be followed by a closing ceremony which will recognize the outstanding performers and teams which participated in the 2021 edition of the Republic Bank Right Start GCA Under-19 Cup. The match will be streamed live on the GCA's Facebook page. That's it for sports. Stay tuned for Around the Globe. Cuba's leadership is passing to a younger generation. Raul Castro and before him his brother Fidel ruled the island for 60 years. Whether he remains in the Communist Party in a lesser capacity or as an elder statesman, it is unlikely to mean his influence has ended. Al Jazeera's Latin American editor Lucia Newman reports.
Jesus Navarro and his wife haven't missed an episode of the series Conquering a Dream, a special state TV production about the Cuban Communist Party. It's part of the lead-up to the end of the Castro era, when Raul Castro renounces his last and most powerful position. Secretary General of the only party that has ruled Cuba for nearly 6 decades. That means that throughout Navarro's entire life, a Castro has been in charge.
It will be hard to watch Raul leave, but we'll have to accept it.
Unlike his older brother Fidel, Raul Castro has been a family man, more gregarious. He and his wife Vilma Espín joined Fidel Castro to overthrow Cuba's former dictatorship. He always took a back seat to his brother, but for half a century, he controlled the military. He was vice president and number 2 in the Communist Party. When Fidel Castro fell ill in 2006, it was finally Raul Castro's turn to run the country. He quickly lifted loathsome practices such as the prohibition for Cubans to buy or sell property or a car, or even stay at hotels and resorts for foreigners. He introduced timid economic reforms to allow ordinary citizens to run small businesses. He oversaw the renewal of diplomatic ties with the United States and a historic visit by President Barack Obama in 2016. But what he did not change was his commitment to the Communist Party's total control.
They didn't elect me as president to restore capitalism in Cuba or to surrender the revolution. I was elected to defend, maintain, and continue perfecting socialism, not to destroy it.
For more than half a century, the same so-called historic generation who fought with Raul and Fidel Castro in the insurrection has held the most important positions in the party. But 5 years ago, at the age of 85, Raul Castro announced that he and the rest would step down this April at the next Communist Party Congress.
Due to the law of life, this 7th Congress will be the last one held by this historic generation.
But he is handing over the baton during an acute economic crisis brought on by the pandemic and more severe U.S. economic sanctions. And while these billboards appeal to Cubans to resist, there is now more open dissent than ever. He's hinted he'll retire and return to eastern Cuba, where he was born and where Fidel Castro is buried, to spend the rest of his days in the countryside. But many don't believe it.
He's going to be like a guide, and a spiritual guide. But in the end, he's going to be from backstage controlling everything like always.
Almost 5 years after Fidel Castro died, the last remaining Castro brother is stepping down. Whether he remains in the Communist Party in a lesser capacity or as an elder statesman, it's unlikely to mean the end of 89-year-old Raul Castro's influence, at least in the immediate future. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera.
That's it for Around the Globe. Stay tuned for a recap of the headlines. Let's recap the headlines. Deadlock government says no money to pay 4% increase, but GUT says protests continue until pay is received. Forgotten iron determined as the cause of Montu fires that destroyed one house and partially damaged two. Health Minister cautions against social media document that orders government to cease and desist distribution and use of COVID-19 vaccines. 10 members of the Royal Grenada Police Force arrived in St. Vincent on Sunday as local institutions and individuals continue to support our regional counterparts in their time of need. And of course, we got an update from Superintendent Sylvan McIntyre as he is based in St. Vincent. In Around the Globe, the end of an era in Cuba as Raul Castro passed on leadership to a younger generation. In sports, Grenada Football Association pledges support to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And St. Mark, and St. David will face off in the final of the Right Start GCA Under-19 Cup on Saturday, April 24th. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television's Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Chrislyn, Lashington. That's the news. We'll see you again. Good night.